One of the most iconic set of verses in your New Testament, most popular. If you've got Bible verses memorized, in all likelihood you have memorized Galatians 5:22 and 23, in which the apostle contrasts the works of our sin nature with the fruit of the Spirit. Not fruits of the Spirit, by the way, the fruit of the Spirit. And when we quote that or we articulate that, I think it's interesting that we will say the fruit of the Spirit is love, joy, peace, and all the rest. Or love, joy, and peace, and on and on and on. It's funny because the virtue that they stop at, the fourth one, is the one that we're demonstrating that we don't have, patience. We're in such a hurry to remind ourselves of the fruit of the Spirit, or to break down and discuss the fruit of the Spirit, or celebrate the fruit of the Spirit, that we're impatient to just finish the verse. The rest of the verse says there's also patience, there's kindness, there's goodness, there's faithfulness, there's gentleness, there's self-control. Those are all pretty good fruit of the Spirit too. Extremely relevant in our day, isn't it? Can you think of a time in which we are most in need of the power of the Spirit to be transforming us as we walk out our lives in ways of patience, kindness, just goodness? It's a good one. Faithfulness, just staying the course, long obedience in the same direction, being gentle with one another, and at all times under control. Interesting there, too, that he ends with under control. If I could break down patience a little bit, it's a compound Greek word, macrothumia. Macro means long, big, macro. Thumia means hot, angry, full of wrath. A person who is patient and therefore under control and able to be gentle and good and kind and faithful and loving and joyful and at peace is a person who has a long fuse rather than a short fuse. They're cool-tempered. They're not hot-tempered. And that's the work of the Spirit as we do that. I start here because I'm announcing that we're not gathering this Sunday, August 2nd, which was the plan, and since no announcement was made to lift that 25 limit or person limit to the gathering size, then I'm anticipating that perhaps August 9th and perhaps the next few weeks we won't be able to gather. And if that's the case, we're going to stay patient. We're going to stay under control. We're going to stay gentle. We're going to stay kind and loving and joyful and at peace and gentle and on and on. And we can do that not only because we're at peace with God and empowered by His Spirit, but we're also seeing evidences of grace in our church even while we're not able to public gather like we're used to, like we want to. It's so formative, but God is not shackled. Talked to a fellow this week who wants to be a part of our church. Christ is at work and doing things in his life, wants to be baptized. It's a new person, another new person who I'm following up with and coming alongside to serve. A gospel community still meeting. Book study still happening. We are starting a Knowing God book study that if you're interested in, reach out. We'll connect you with. The women have been doing a Hebrews Bible study, the women's ministry, and so that's getting great feedback on that. We're going to be rolling out what we've done every fall, the backpack drive with NECO, the group that works with foster families, working toward adoption and just serving families in different situations. And we've, for years, helped those students have the resources and the supplies that they need. We're still doing that under the leadership of Laura Keffer, who just is tireless. Youth group is going to, on August 9th, 5:30, place. It'll be an outdoor gathering. Get all those middle school and high school students and families together to hopefully move into the fall in a meaningful, robust service and discipleship to those students. So stay tuned to that. Sunday, August 9th at 5:30, we'll be doing that. So God's at work not only in us but through us in the city, and we have every hope and confidence that He's going to continue to do that regardless of how long that we're limited to not meet. Let me end with Ephesians 5, verses 16 and 17, and see if again you can't see how relevant the waiting is. Look carefully then how you walk, not as unwise, but as wise, making the best use of the time, because the days are evil. Therefore do not be foolish, but understand what the will of the Lord is. Regardless of our times, regardless of whether we like it or it's convenient or inconvenient, or on our preference scale where we want to be, we don't get to determine our times. God determines our times. But what we can determine is how we respond, how we walk, whether we're foolish, whether we know what the will of the Lord is. And you know what the will of the Lord is? Love, joy, peace, patience, kindness, goodness, faithfulness, gentleness, and self-control. Against such things, there is no law. You guys have a great week. See you soon.